In the 2014 report, the National Academy of Sciences specifically recommended that EPA finalize and release a handbook that outlines the IRS assessment evaluation process. This recommendation was reiterated in 2018, the NAS evaluation of IRS, which stated that the EPA would complete the handbook in 2018. Mr. Gomez, in preparing the recent reports, was the GAO provided a copy of the IRS handbook?
Yes, we have it. It's a draft copy because it has not been finalized yet. And that is something that we're also tracking because that's also part of our recommendations that we made. And so we've been looking to see when EPA is going to release that.
Okay. Dr. Orman Zavaleta, have you reviewed the IRS handbook?
And please feel free to call me
I'm going to call you doctor.
I know my name's a mouthful. So we have a draft IRS handbook that has gone through agency review. It was initiated last summer. We received comments all the way through to December. We had our 5-week hiatus with the shutdown. We are still in the process of addressing some of the comments that came in, and we'll continue to work towards completing that document.
When will it be ready for publication, in your opinion?
Conversations with some of the commenters are still ongoing. Some of the questions are not as easily identified, and in my opinion, was going to extend into a broader conversation across the agency. So we'll have to see how we can complete the document, and for those issues that need further work, what will be the process for addressing those.
Can you identify this morning what the holdup is exactly so that, and I guess when it'll be completed with where you are, where you see it?
So some of the conversation is around how we evaluate hazard and how we identify or categorize areas of hazard. And these are conversations that involve more than one office. And so this is something that I'm looking to engage other parts of the agency through our risk assessment forum to address. Whether that holds up this document or not, I think that's something that we still have to determine. So my hope is that we complete this soon, but this is a process that we're continuing. I've raised with the administrator, and hopefully we'll have a path forward on how to address.
Well, I mean, in my world, I'm a real estate developer. I look on the handbook as a blueprint to go by on projects. If you don't have the handbook, you really can't move forward. And the excuses I've heard, am I right? It has been completed in 8 years?
What hasn't completed?
The handbook.
So I don't know when the handbook was initiated. I came into this picture over this past year, but elements of the handbook are being captured in some of our systematic review protocols, and those documents are moving forward. So the document we just released last week on hexavalent chromium incorporates elements of that handbook. So we are utilizing that blueprint, and we're able to move forward on our assessments. The particular handbook is an internal guide for us, and just completion of that is something that we're still working through comments.
But it's very important to have the handbook
Absolutely.
as a guide so you can adequately move forward.
And we are utilizing that internally and running it through our assessments so that we keep those assessments moving.
Thank you. Mr. Gomez, the GAO has reviewed the IRS program over many years and multiple administrations. In the GAO's review of the IRS program, has it found that the IRS program has regularly produced timely assessments for y'all?
No, sir. One of the findings is that it takes a long time, many years, to produce assessments. And so, as has been noted and discussed, you know, us and the national academies have made recommendations to improve the timeliness of those assessments.
Well, with that, then do you think the IRS program should remain high on the GAO's high-risk list?
So we have it on a high-risk list because we do see that it needs improvement to produce those assessments that are needed by other EPA program offices and folks outside of EPA. So until we see demonstrated progress in the program, it's going to remain on the list, yes.
Well, I would stress the importance of getting it in. In my world, we're on penalties. If we don't make something in a timely response, I can't just say to our tenants, you know, we're trying. It gives you a ending and a beginning date. 8 years, to me, is out of the question. Thank y'all so much.